Hello everyone. For this tutorial, I'm going to be showing university departments how to submit events on MineTracker to add them to the MineTracker calendar. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to minetracker.utep.edu. This is what the page will look like when you get to this page. The other option is seeing a beautiful picture of Centennial Plaza. You're going to want to click the sign in button up here on the top right corner to sign in with your UTEP credentials. Once you are signed in, the home page will look like this. At the very top, we have some alerts that change throughout the year for different organizations, different opportunities that we have. And then here in the middle, you will see memberships. If you are already a member of your departmental page, then your department will show up right here. If your department does not show up here, then that means you are not a member and do not have access to be able to manage your department page. The first thing that I'm going to show you all is what a department page looks like front facing. So once you find your department page, you can click on it and you will see your public facing department page. Here for the Student Engagement Leadership Center, you can see that we have a description. We have some bullets that link to different things on our website, some photos, an embedded video about student life, all of our contact information, additional information, which are the contact information to our leadership team. You all are also welcome to put your department emails here as well, and then any of the live forms or upcoming events that we have. For sake of today's training, I'm going to go ahead and use the test organization so that you all can see what it's like to submit an event. So you'll click your organization. Again, you have your public facing page. If you do have management access, you will see this Manage Organization button. This button will only pop up for people who have management access for that specific organization. Go ahead and click Manage Organization, and then it will open up your Action Center. So you're going to want to click your Action Center or your organization menu, and these are all of your internal sections of your page. So if you ever wanted to update your page, you could use the About or the Roster to add employees or student employees to your department. But the main thing we're going to focus on here is events. So you will click on this Events tab, and this will show you all of the events that are a part of your department, whether they're pending or past. In order to add an event, you're going to go ahead and click Create Event. So create an event, we'll go ahead and submit test event here. This is where you'll put your event title. You will select a general theme. This is a general theme just to kind of give the system an idea of what event this is. It also helps in giving an event a test picture or a stock photo in case you don't have a photo for your event at the time in which you put it in the system. For this sake, I'm going to go ahead and put social, and then here's where you would insert your description of your event. Please note that you want to have the first 2 to 3 sentences of your description be short and sweet, because that is what will show on the public page. Here's where you can add co-host to your event. So you can add additional departments. If you are co-hosting this event with another particular department or another student organization, you can type and you can find another person. So here I'll look for student engagement. So if I wanted to co-host with them, I could put that. If I wanted to co-host with any other department, I could type their name and I would find them here in the system. If they don't pop up, that means that that department is not currently in the system and we can get them added if they need to be. Here's where you select your time and your place. So we will go ahead and put this event for Friday, June 4th from 12 to 1. I will input my location. So if you have a physical location for your event, you will click this. If your event is an online location, you will click this and input the Zoom, Microsoft Teams information or anything that you have for your online event. For sake of location, we can go ahead and add that here. I will put as a test event Centennial Plaza, and I'm going to include the university address. And click Save. This will save my location for my event on the public facing side. For event visibility, you do have multiple, here for other dates. So let's say we are going to host this test event 4 times during the summer. You can actually, or during a semester, you can add all of those dates here and they will have the same description, the same title, and the same theme. For event visibility, you do have multiple options. So you can either have this visible to the public, meaning that people will be able to see the event information even if they are not logged in or don't have a UTEP login. You can set it to students and staff at MineTracker, meaning folks with a single sign-on, so UTEP students, UTEP staff, and faculty. You can set it to organization members, so that would be for, in your case, just for people in your department, or you can set it to invited users only. In this case, this event would only be visible to people that you personally invite with their email. This one I will set to public. For event categories, you can go ahead and select multiple event categories if your event does fall under multiple events. That will allow us to be able to search for your event based on different categories. So when you go to the event main listing site, you can search for fundraisers, you can search for rec sports events, you can search for social events, and all of those events with that category tag will pop up. Other pieces including perks. So perks such as free food, free stuff, or credit, those are helpful because students or faculty or staff can actually search for events based on perks, and a lot of students may search for events with free food or with free stuff. In this case, we'll go ahead and include both, and we'll just include the social and special events category for this event. I will click next. This is for your RSVP settings. So this is whether or not you want to have RSVP settings or you want to turn them off. So if you'd like for folks to RSVP, please leave it to anyone can RSVP. If you want only invitees to RSVP, then the RSVP button will only show up if you personally invite them through the system. Here you can edit whether or not you want to limit the number of available RSVP spots. So maybe this event is only open for 50 people. It's only open for the first 25. You can edit this and change the number at this point. And you can also allow people who RSVP to put guests and limit that number as well. This piece here is if you want folks to represent an organization, so that would be a department or a student organization. We don't use this too often, but if you're looking for people specifically to attend this event who are members of a student organization, this would help you. For RSVP questions, you can also add custom questions so that when folks are RSVPing, you can ask them to include things like dietary restrictions, information about questions that you may need to help you successfully plan your event. So you can always add a question here, and the question types vary from single line, multiple lines, so a paragraph. You can have them do a radio button, check boxes, or a drop down. I don't have any questions for this event, so we'll go ahead and skip next. You can see I just left it as anyone can RSVP. And here it does tell you that anyone who RSVPs will receive an event reminder 24 hours before the event starts. Then we will click next. This is for post-event feedback. This is an option that you can turn on so that it automatically sends post-event feedback to ask any of your attendees what they thought of your event. By default, they can rate your event on a 1 to 5 star scale, but you can also add evaluation questions. This is great if you're trying to do a quick assessment with 1 or 2 questions for people that attended your event. They'll automatically get an email and you don't have to do anything so long as you click this button and set up your questions here. These questions can also be edited later on. After you're done submitting your event, you can always go back, edit the details, and edit these event evaluation questions. Next thing you're going to want to do is upload a cover photo. Here it tells you what the dimensions are. So that's a 1300 pixel by 780 pixel to fit this perfect square. Another option that MineTracker allows for us to do is actually crop photos. So if you were to insert a photo, and I'll do one here just as an example. If you were to insert a photo that is way too big, it will allow you to crop it so you can get a section of your graphic to include here in the system. So here, my graphic doesn't fit perfect, but I cropped it to include what I do have right now. Then you can go ahead and crop the image. It'll show you the picture. You can see that mine is very pixelated because I'm taking a cropped version of a larger one, but it does look pretty strong in terms of resolution on the events page. Then you're going to want to click next. I'm going to continue to custom fields. So the next section you're going to get is it's asking you which describes your organization. For sake of university departments, they will click university department. If you're an academic college or department, you will click academic college or department. These two buttons really help you bypass all of the student organization additional questions that we ask to help them in their event planning and their space reservations across campus. Once you click University Department and click Next, it will take you to a page with some information that we have for everyone, just reminding you of certain pieces. This is mainly for student organizations, but it is part of the form. So just go ahead and click I read and understand, and then click Next. This will allow you to review your submission. You can go back and look at these pages if you need to make any changes. It again tells you the date and the time that you submitted your event for, along with the location. Here, this is telling me that the event will be auto-approved. So all university departments currently have auto-approved events. So the minute that you submit something, it's automatically approved and it goes into the events calendar. So you want to be mindful of what events you're submitting because they will go live right away. Then I will just click submit and my event is created. So as you can see, this is really quick and easy. If you already have your description, you have your date, even if you don't have a picture, adding events in MineTracker can be as quick as 5 minutes, as much as 10 minutes if you need to add those extra evaluation questions or RSVP questions. But again, you can always go back. This is your event management page where it allows you to change the details, track your attendance, look at invites and RSVPs, and look at your post-event feedback later on once that happens. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our team. We're always happy to help. You can send us an email at sos@utep.edu. Thank you.